This movie had better horror music than like the most recent horror movies. Like honestly.
You out-edited yourself with this pick, Ed.
yes,
Okay.
yes, I did.
Okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Reshoot, an amateur's guide to gooder film. We are two of your hosts, Ryan Gosling's weird fist fetish and
Sword Cop.
Sword Cop. I'm Hector.
Ed.
What we do is we take a movie, good, bad, or whether we like it or not, and we just fix it. Why not? See if we can improve upon it.
Yeah,
Or change it.
we reshoot the movie.
Reshoot the movie. And today, Ed picked this movie. Ruthie's not here right now because she's on a trip as of the time of this being recorded, this backup episode. And I told Ed, hey, Ed, pick the movie that Ruthie would never watch. Pick the most movie Ruthie would never watch. And he picked
Only God Forgives. Keeping the Ryan Gosling thing going, even though this might not come out at the same time as Gray Man.
It's not going to.
Yeah, Only God Forgives. It's forget the director's name, but it's by the same guy that did Drive.
It's the same dude.
Yeah.
Oh god.
As he did Drive.
Isn't Drive actually good?
And then he made this movie.
Isn't Drive actually good?
I've never seen something go from so fucking good to so bad so quickly.
Really?
Not in this kind of scale, I think. I'm not sure though. Either way, yeah, Only God Forgives, starring Ryan Gosling and the director and writer, I think, of Drive. And this movie was wild.
It felt more like mild.
Wild.
Okay, so do you want to give the plot synopsis?
All right, so let me just pull up really quickly here.
You're gonna read it straight from Wikipedia?
I'm not gonna read it straight from Wikipedia. I'm just gonna make sure that I don't miss anything like super important.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So, movie is about brothers Julian and Billy, Ryan Gosling and I don't know his name. Damn it. Well, anyway, brothers Julian and Billy, American people that they live in Bangkok, and they run like a Muay Thai boxing club there, but they use it as a front for dealing drugs, all of the drugs, and then weird things happen. Eventually, Billy goes to like a brothel or picks up a prostitute or something, and then rapes and murders her. And Sword Cop,
I don't think I give him his name.
Yeah, either way, the cop,
he's a lieutenant. But Sword Cop, yeah.
Sword Cop eventually goes and finds the prostitute's father and brings him to the room where Billy is still there, and then they like lock the dad in the room with Billy, and the dad brutally murders Billy. And the cop was saying like, do whatever you want with him, and then later on he's just like, they take him out, and then Sword Cop cuts off his arm as punishment for murdering Billy, which is really weird.
No, it was for letting his daughter be a prostitute.
Oh, letting his four daughters.
I thought it was just the one daughter.
All four.
It was all four?
I'm pretty sure it was all four.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. Either his daughter or all four. Because he mentioned only one instead of all four.
Yeah.
So he only cut off one arm instead of arms and legs. But yeah, for punishment of that, prostitution is illegal in Thailand, but it is very, very prevalent. Eventually, Julian finds out from his other associate that Billy was killed.
He also had a vision about it, sort of.
He also did have a vision about it while watching his favorite prostitute masturbate in front of him while he was tied to a chair. Yeah.
This movie was like, it felt like a fever dream.
It was a fever dream. Like, yeah, while he was watching that, he like had this vision of like Sword Cop and like the red hallways of this hotel or whatever, and he had a vision of his arm getting cut off. Anyways, they find out that eventually they find the dude and they kidnap him, And after he tells his story, Julian decides to forgive him and let him go and not kill the person that killed his brother. And then Julian's mother shows up because she also heard the news of Billy dying. Oh my god. She's a manipulative. Yeah, anyways, she shows up. She convinces Julian to take revenge
After
after
demasculating him.
after emasculating him and being really weird about him and his arm. Uh,
No, it wasn't the arm, it was the penis size.
oh yeah, he emasculated him.
No, because she compared both
Yeah,
their
well that
dicks.
was at dinner. Either way, she shows up, tries to convince Julian. Julian says let him go. She hires his associate to get the dad killed, and then she hires a hitman to kill the cop that caused Billy to get killed by the dad. They try to put a hit on the sword cop. He gets away, gets some information from the people that were hired, finds out who was the hired hitman, goes to him, tortures him with ice picks and chopsticks, or the things that girls put to hold up their hair, the two little sticks. Gets the information of who it was that hired him, which was Julian's mom. He then kills Julian's mom. Oh yeah, Julian, Julian's mom, and the prostitute that Julian likes, all have dinner, and it was incredibly weird. And after the dinner, Julian forces Mai to take off the dress that he gifted her in public, and then he feels bad about it.
You forgot the fight.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so
So
bad.
no, can I kind of forbid that?
Yeah.
So basically, Julian keeps having these visions, and he keeps seeing Sword Cop. So he sees Sword Cop, and he's like, "Hey, let's fight. Just settle this."
Yeah.
And Julian can't land a single goddamn hit
Yep.
on Sword Cop. And then he gets more demasculated, and then he loses. And then his mom's like, first emasculating him, then she's like, "Please save me, because you saved me from your dad."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Fine."
Fine, and then he goes with one of the kids to Sword Cop's house. And then Sword Cop goes and stabs Julian's mother, kills her after Julian's mom revealed that Julian killed his dad with his bare hands. And then back at Sword Cop's house, the nanny and his daughter show up. The kid that Julian went with kills the nanny, and then Julian kills the kid before she kills Sword Cop's daughter. And then he leaves. He finds his mom in the hotel room dead, cuts open her stomach, sticks his hand in there, has a vision, and then he goes to Sword Cop in the woods and apparently gets both his hands cut off. And then the movie
Like,
ends with Sword Cop singing karaoke to his subordinates or some bullshit.
okay, so question about that, because I'm gonna let the audience in on something. I was watching this, and I was watching on Tubi. I don't have a login. The thing broke during one of the ads. It froze, and I couldn't undo it. So I stopped right after the part where the mom dies. Does does Julian just willingly just hold out his hands to get him cut?
Yeah, he just holds them out like this. Like he, there was a scene very like almost at the very beginning of the movie where he pulls out his hands and then he slowly clenches them to fists. He kind of does the same thing, and then Sword Cop's right next to him and just kind of like goes down, but you don't see it actually cut off his arms. Something about fists, specifically Ryan Gosling's fists in this movie, hands something.
I won't be surprised if it was some kind of like you can create or destroy, and he only destroyed
Mm.
kind of symbolism.
Yeah, or washing of the sinner's hands, cleansing yourself of that.
Yeah. Okay, so this is weird about Ruthie. We miss you, Ruthie.
Yes.
Please come back, baby.
Yes,
I'll change.
she does better synopsis than I do. Jesus Christ.
Please come back, baby. I'll change. No, she's on a work trip. So let's see. You want to start?
Yeah, I'll start with my likes. So first of all, this movie, like Drive, is beautifully shot. Cinematography on this is top tier. It did not deserve to be this good. Every shot, every framing like everything. Like there's YouTube channel called Every Frame of Painting. Literally this movie. The lighting is also just very unique and really really catches your eye with the choices that they make with like these slits of light that just like stripes the people. Everything else is basically almost pitch black. The color, the red, the blue, the purple, all of that matches like where they're at. It's just so. I love the lighting of this movie so much, and it really it kind of makes up for the lack of emotional impact of the story and the actors in
It
this
makes
movie.
up for it in your eyes.
A little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, because it does convey a feeling throughout the film, what the director's trying to make you feel. It doesn't quite hit the mark because you need more than just that. This movie is just very, very good to look at,
No, it is.
very, very pretty, and that's where everything stops. Um,
Damn.
oh yeah, also the soundtrack is interesting because it sounds like horror movie music, not like the big like bah thing, but just like the
Sinister, like
aesthetic, sinister sounding like stuff throughout the suspense building one. Except there's no release in this movie; it's only suspense, which can work like Uncut Gems, but And yeah, everything just stops there. Ryan Gosling says like 15 lines in this whole movie, or something close to that.
and he has like the same two expressions the entire
Yeah,
time.
he had the weirdest like when he was watching My Touch Herself, he had this like super weird, like scared but sad look on his face while he was just watching this, and it made no fucking sense what was going on.
I feel like we got the second movie in a trilogy, you know?
Mm, yeah, possibly. Yeah,
Or we got part two of a two-parter, you know? Like
yeah,
I feel like I missed so much context in ways.
yeah. And I think a little bit of the being tied to the chair and like feeling helpless, but comes from his mom just always being saying Billy was the better brother, the older brother. Always, he never lived up to him.
I
He
can't
had a tiny penis. Oh, he had a normal penis compared to Billy's gigantic penis. Stuff like that.
I that line worried me a little too much. I've been reading you know who Jeanette McCurdy is?
No.
If you've ever seen iCarly, she was Sam, the blonde haired girl.
Mm.
She released a book called "I'm Glad My Mother Died."
Yeah,
You laugh until you realize how bad her mother really was.
yeah.
She was a like a mess, putting it kindly. I'm glad Jeanette's doing better. Jesus Christ, I got the audiobook off the library, and I've never listened for that long in one sitting. I listened like 3-4 hours in one sitting.
Yeah.
It's a 6 hour book. It's listen to it if you have the chance. That's my one more thing. But holy shit! Like the whole time, that line just kind of struck me because of the book. So I'm like, did she abuse both of them? Because that explains way too much.
I think she only abused Julian, and that's why he was,
Like sexually too, I think.
yes, sexually too. It is hinted that it was sexually as well. But the thing is, I, I don't know if she abused Billy. I probably,
I think so, just because he
yeah.
fucking raped someone. I think it is
But
a.
it could also be that because he was the better older brother, quote unquote, she just let him do whatever he wants, and he felt entitled to
It,
just do that.
no,
Maybe.
I see what you're saying. It could be both, because my whole thing is, while this isn't necessarily true, sometimes hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yeah.
that was it for both of them.
Julian was definitely more reserved, I think, or like he had more empathy than Billy for
I mean,
sure.
dude's clearly traumatized.
Yes.
It does kind of reframe the movie a little bit to not make it as bad, but
Yeah.
like
Still, Julian's not a good person either way.
no one is.
no
No
one,
one
no one
is.
in
The
this movie
closest
is.
one is weirdly enough Sword Cop.
He's corrupt though.
He's corrupt, but he's not. He's trying to
Yeah.
be vigilante. He doesn't accept
Yeah.
bribes. Like it's a different kind of corrupt.
Yeah. Anyways, acting was good. Just the story was just so fucking all over the
The acting
place.
was good.
From, yeah, I still believe Gosling did a good acting job with just his face a
No,
lot
no,
of the
no. I'll
time.
agree with that. No, but
Yeah.
my question is like, Maya was good. The sword cop was good. His Billy was barely there. I'm not. I don't
Hmm.
mind as much. Um,
Julian's mom was good. I really
I
liked
did
her.
not like her.
Her acting?
I felt like she was overacting.
Really?
Like too much
She
emphasis
felt
on certain word, like too much breathiness and exasperation in every word. And I get why, but it just felt like she was
it.
overselling it half the
It
time.
sold me. I don't know.
Fair enough. I mean, it's each their own.
Yeah. Stories all over the place, kind of. With Sword Cop just going around trying to find. Uh and the thing is, like, I say the story, and you can see that with the synopsis, I lost my mind. But throughout all of this, there's just weird fever dream scenes that make no sense at first or like ever. That just go that is throughout all of this film, and freaking there's just like a scene of the sword cop singing karaoke to his subordinates, a scene of Gosling like in this private room with his favorite prostitute behind a veil, and then like beating some people up, and like imagining touching her, and all of this shit, like all throughout the movie. It's just weird ass fever dreams and strange shit. Like the sword cop even has his own kind of episodes of stuff, but it doesn't to me, it never made sense what some of these mean.
Yeah.
They're all over the place, and even the singing scenes are just like kind of like, why is he doing this? Why? What does this add to the movie? Is it trying to humanize Sword Cop? Because if you're trying to humanize Sword Cop, you did it wrong. I think Sword Cop should have been like Anton Chigurh from No Country. He should just be a force of nature kind of thing. He should be like I did read a little bit of what some people thought, and some people thought
Oh,
that
that's fine.
Julian was a sinner, the mom was the devil, and Sword Cop was God.
That makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my thought process with Sword Cop being with the karaoke scenes, the reason I liked them, I think it just shows like everyone else seems to be unsure at times or
Mm,
super. They're
yeah.
all mixed, but Sword Cop knows who and what he is the entire time. He's completely at peace with himself, and I think that shows through his karaoke because none of this bothers him at the end of the day. He goes to sleep at night.
Yeah, he just goes back to karaoke after cutting off Julian's arms, and even after killing
I might
Julian's
have to
mom.
add another half a star to this on my letterboxed.
Anyways, the scenes and all that, it just didn't work for me. The fever dream stuff, but the whole like quietness and the slow and all of that, that's my kind of shit. I love that shit. I love how slow and quiet this movie was. In the end of the day, this was only a 90-minute film, and it felt way longer.
Way longer.
Way
Jesus
longer
Christ.
than
I got
90.
15 minutes, paused it for a second to use the restroom, and I looked back and I'm like, I thought I was 30.
Yeah, movie felt extremely long, and I think that's at fault with some of these vision scenes, these fever dreams stuff, things that happen throughout. I personally, my fixes would be to ground this movie more, like not make as many fever dream scenes, but maybe combine them more and have a more clear understanding of when it's a fever dream and when it's not.
Did the scene with the mom also confuse you because it was the same lighting?
Oh yeah, that's right. When it cut back to his mom.
And she's talking to
Yeah.
him for the first time, and I got
Mm-hmm.
super confused.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was weird. That was super weird. Yeah, the lighting's good, but yeah, definitely if you're gonna switch between two scenes, two people in two different places, use different lighting, please.
Mm-hmm.
It saves so much confusion. Cause yeah, it was Ryan with Mai, right?
No, it was after. It was with Ryan when he sees his mom for the first time. And it was as he was having a vision of seeing the tunnels and stuff. That was, or not the tunnels, the pathway, the corridor, the hall.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Okay, yeah, when he sees it, yeah, it didn't make sense if that. Okay, I was thinking of a different thing,
Okay.
but yes, that when he first sees his mom in the hotel, that Ryan sees my. Oh, like, is this a vision? But it's not. Uh, I was thinking of a different scene where Ryan is with somebody else. I forget, maybe maybe somebody else. I don't remember. And then his mom is somewhere else in Bangkok, and it switches between Ryan and his mom, and the lighting is exactly the same in both scenes, and it seems like his mom is there, but she's not.
Yeah,
She's
that
over
was.
over somewhere else watching male strippers or something. While I think this is the part where Ryan is with Mai in like that little private room.
I think so. Yes, Yes, that was it. That
Yeah,
was such a weird.
because she's sitting in a chair that would make sense that she's staring directly at Julian and Mai.
Yeah.
And that yeah, switch up the lighting a little bit when you're gonna do that, please. Because Ryan Gosling's room was like red purple, and then where she was also red purple. Maybe do like some blue orange stuff like that. I don't
I
know,
was thinking blue yellow if you want to
blue
be weird
yellow or something.
contrasting.
Yeah, so something that complements both red and purple, but different colors, please. But yeah, that was extremely confusing for like the first couple cuts of between those two scenes. I would definitely have okay. So the fixes would be not as many fever dreams, but to make the movie still an hour and a half, have the fever dreams be a little bit longer and have it clear, more clearly show when it is a fever dream. And I think these fever dreams should explore more of Julian's character and maybe even explore his trauma more than just through exposition that you get from his mom. Like, actually, show some scenes of the trauma he received, whichever it may be, some abuse, some sexual abuse, maybe torture, maybe also. I don't know, just something like that to explore Julian's character. And maybe even Billy can have his own scene in the beginning, and then you can kind of compare the two and see how different lives they lived. Because with this abusive mother and father, probably also, you can see how each of them, how they coped with it differently,
Yes.
basically, with their actions throughout the movie. Because they both have the same mother, but they're different. Like I said, Julian seems to show a little bit more empathy and forgiveness than Billy, while Billy is just does whatever he wants,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And yeah, that's what I would do. Billy, and maybe only one vision per character throughout.
Okay, so
One
it'd be
vision for Billy, one for Julian, one for Mai, maybe Sword Cop, and then Mom and
why
Julian's
does
mother.
like he sees a vision, each
Yeah,
vision of a
like
different
he
person.
sees a
Okay,
vision.
okay. I thought it was like each person gets a vision. That didn't make sense to me. That makes more sense.
No, no, yeah, like we all see a vision of Billy of each
Each
of the main
person, yes,
characters.
yes.
Yes, and yeah, I think that would be really, really more concise, and you kind of more understand because Julian has almost all the visions in this film, and if you see the character and then the vision, and then you see like Billy and his, and then Julian and his, after two of that happening, I think the viewers will understand.
Understand.
It's like, oh, when things don't make sense, we're just seeing like things internally of this character,
You know what I think?
kind
Can
of
I
thing.
add to what I think would help?
What?
Everything everywhere all at once. Remember when they were switching dimensions? They
Mm-hmm.
used even different lenses, because and different
Yeah,
framing.
different
Because
framing, and yeah, because I noticed when they went to different dimensions, like it was just a little bit different.
different, and
Yeah.
but your brain could subconsciously pick up on it.
Yes, yes, and that's a thing that I actually want to bring up from a very terrible choice, in my opinion, from It Comes at Night, because It Comes at Night also has some dream sequences, but they do a choice not as subtle and not as good as Everything Everywhere All at Once. They change the aspect ratio when it's a
I mean, if it's trying true, it's a trying true. There's no
well,
shame.
but the thing is, like, It Comes at Night is trying to feel like have you this suspense and this fear and like what is out there, what is this, and when you see the aspect ratio change and creepy stuff is happening, you understand that, oh, there's no danger here.
Okay.
That's what I that's because the
Oh,
aspect
okay.
ratio thins down, it becomes way more widescreen. So it cuts
Okay.
off the top and bottom. You can really see that. And I think that was a very, very poor choice by the film directors. It Comes at Night is still a good film. You should watch it. But I think that was I think that everything over once, and maybe yeah, in here maybe change the lighting to maybe the real world is more red and the visions is more blue kind of thing, or maybe the visions are more red while real world is more purple bluish kind of stuff.
Okay, I think that works.
Yeah, because I mean most of the visions from what I remember are red as fuck,
Yeah,
but
most of the movie was red as
red
fuck
as fuck.
though.
Yeah, red, purple, blue, like a. But I love the color choice of this movie. It gives it again. I love that stuff. But yeah, I definitely give one vision per character. Explore them more internally. You make more emotional connections and understanding with each character because I didn't give a fuck about anybody in this movie. Uh, they're all still evil, but like you can make evil characters.
The movie's
You can make
better.
feel for evil
The
characters. Like
movie's
it's
better as
really
a spectacle than a story, which is a shame because I feel like there was something good here.
yeah. There's definitely something good
You
here.
can have both.
You can, yes. And there's another movie that kind of did this too, where they focused too much on the spectacle than the film. But I don't know. I would keep the story mostly the same. I still like the story of the vigilante sword cop and all of that, and Julian. It's just so weird sometimes.
No, it's weird. It's hard to it's more abstract, which is like
Yeah,
I mean that can make a good film, but you have to kind of have a good
yeah,
idea of what you're doing. I feel like something escaped them when
yeah.
they're making this.
And I don't understand what when it's a spectacle like this. I don't understand what kind of theme the director was trying to bring out in this. When it's a more of a spectacle film, it's usually like a deeper theme.
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering that too. I couldn't
I
figure it out this time.
not yet at least. Anyways, those are my fixes, likes, dislikes, and yeah, that's it for me.
Can I ask you a question? How
Yes,
did you stumble upon this film?
I like Ryan Gosling a lot.
Okay.
A lot of times I start watching movies, or I like watch a movie that was recommended, or something like that, or that it's just that I've seen on Netflix or somewhere over and over, and I'm just like curious. And sometimes I just like, oh, this character's cool, or this actor's cool. Let me watch a lot of his films. It happened with me with Tom Hardy after Mad Max. I just watched a whole bunch of Tom Hardy movies
That's not
after
bad.
that.
That's a pretty good use of your time.
Yeah, and then Ryan Gosling. This was when I was like really into Ryan Gosling after
La La Land.
yeah after La La Land and 2049. I saw a couple of his movies like Place Beyond the Pines, Drive.
I still need to see
I
Drive.
haven't seen Notebook yet either.
You haven't seen which one?
Notebook, the
You,
Notebook.
you haven't seen it?
No,
I haven't either.
yeah, and I still gotta watch Blue Valentine with him as well. But yeah, I just usually get hung up on an actor and I watch all of their movies. And sometimes when I'm in there, I see a different actor and I'm like, oh, let me watch this actor's movies, and it just like chains off from there. But yeah, that's how I found out about this movie. It's been on my list for years because I heard it was good. What a lie that was.
All right. Thank you, Ed.
Yes.
So, likes. It looks great. Like, I don't think I have to say any more than that. We already talked a lot about it. The auction choreography was, like, really, really good for what there was. Like, that one fight scene between Sword Cop and Ryan and Julian was, like, really well shot and well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The only thing I didn't like about it is that the movie was only like $8 million to make.
Only 8 million?
Only 8, and it made like 10 or something. It came out positive because there was no advertising for this movie. But I will say that just a little bit, like Ryan Gosling's punches were definitely like overthrow, like way too much wind up, way too much follow up kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like those swings that are meant to miss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. I just like it because I respect that. I understand that. I'm surprised I missed that. I don't know. I just the fact I could tell what was going on is nice.
Yes, agreed.
The torture scenes were pretty well done, actually. Like, I think there were practical effects,
Yeah,
so that's fun. I don't know. I just got If anyone wants more of these kind of movies, Syndicate, giving him a shout out for whenever this comes out. He did a Grindhouse series. I was actually in I was in the first episode of the season, and yeah, if you want more Grindhouse, he gives a lot of good recommendations. Uh, I don't know, it's good. I like seeing prosthetics and like makeup used to show good gore. Not that I like gore, but like it's better than like uh CGI.
yeah. I wish John Wick went back to using more, or used more practical effects than they are using now, because almost everything you see there is CGI. The gore, the shots, yeah.
Once you have a movie so big, you kind of have to use CGI.
Yeah.
I don't blame them, but I agree. Dislikes acting for the most part. Again, Ryan Gosling I liked. Billy wasn't enough. The mother, ugh, just I didn't like. Again, I thought she was overacting. I'm sure she's great in other things, but with how weird everyone was acting, I think it was more just the direction. The kind of lack of a story. I feel like you can have good thematic elements and a good plot, and they can work. It's been done before. I don't know. Again, I'm not fully blaming the writer or director. I feel like maybe something escaped him. Maybe I'm missing something. Who knows? I didn't like the mother character at all.
Oh,
I get why she's there. I just didn't like that element of all the I don't know, just the way she was told to walk and the way to act. It just felt like you're having a mustache twirling villain in what's supposed to be a more gray film.
I can see that. Yeah, the mother was the only one that was like 100% evil.
And I don't know. I like if my grays have gray. Yeah, they can have maybe one black and white character, but I don't think it's good at times to. If they're an antagonist, it doesn't work. But if they're like the protagonist, it can work. But I just
Yeah, and with such a like ambiguous film like this, it does kind of clash a little bit.
yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. My last dislike, I wrote down: "Holy show, don't tell, Batman."
What?
Show, don't tell. The movie just does telling.
Oh, yes.
It's
Exposition dumps.
it's not even just exposition. Yeah, it's just weird. Like there's some interesting stuff hidden in the words they say, which is again show don't tell. Or I think exemplifies something similar, but just you could have shown a lot more than what instead of just telling it. And maybe that's a plot thing. I mean, a budget thing. But like I don't know, you can get creative. Maybe I don't know. I've never made a film again. I feel bad saying that, but just some I didn't like. All right, so the fixes. It's gonna stretch the movie out a little bit. Again, as you said, $1 million budget. Stretch it a little. Maybe you can.
Squeeze it in.
Yes. So you show the brothers living a bit of a good life. They're both teaching boxing, right? Julian's actually good at it. Billy isn't really. And then you show them doing other stuff like Billy's just fucking women. Julian's just tied up while a prostitute diddles herself. Just shit like that. Just show bits of a montage. Show
Yeah, just like
movies. The way I like it is you show how a usual day goes, then you introduce the chaos, and then we get the aftermath, right?
mm,
It just goes straight to chaos, which can work. Don't think it worked out well for this one.
yeah, you want to set the status quo before the inciting incident of the story.
Billy seems nice when he's not selling drugs. But then he goes out, he's like saying like, "Hey, yeah, see you later." Then he goes straight to the scene where
Yeah.
he's trying to get the prostitutes. Maybe like the lighting's been blue. As soon as he goes through like a dark alley, within like seconds, it just goes red because he's now in that
Yeah.
mindset. His death plays out the same way. I don't, doesn't need to be changed. Julian is distraught when he hears the news. He dreams of a man, the sword cop, cutting off his hands. Kind of the beginning, but I think it works better as a dream.
Yeah. Because he gets that vision when he's watching
Exactly. I think it'd be more interesting if. Actually, no, never mind. No, I was gonna say if they're twins, but I don't think so. I think the older brother motif works better.
Yeah.
I can admit when I'm wrong. So Julian goes on the hunt. They're in the drug trade. He knows there's a prostitute who died, so he assumes there's someone in the prostitution trade. They're not that big. They can't have both. So he starts hunting any higher ups on the prostitution rings, and he beats them to death, just like he thinks they beat his brother to death. Mai is there. She helps gather information, partially so that she can maybe be freed, or she just wants out, or maybe she just doesn't.
Maybe she strikes a deal with
With
Ryan,
Julian,
with
yes,
Julian, just like leave me alone or something.
or just help me out. I'll help
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Help me.
Yeah, kind of.
Maybe
Thing.
she has feelings for him too, but
Yeah.
it's more in the back burner. It's not going to be a frontward thing.
Yeah.
So each time he fights certain people, it does get intense. There's different styles of fighting they're doing. Each time it's a different place. It's like a montage of him trying to be a detective, figure out the next step. And while this is happening, why are you laughing?
You like your martial arts movies.
It's
turning into a martial arts movie, bro.
I know, but like there's fuck. I don't know. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's the reason. You don't have to show. It can be a montage if you want, but each battle has different lighting. But during each battle, the more he beats on them, the more red the lighting becomes, and it just clashes. Maybe it's not even gonna look beautiful in some.
Yeah, maybe start blue and shift to purple and to red.
Yes, or like maybe yellow, and then by the end it shifts to red, and then there's a hint of less red later, but it keeps growing and growing. Everything's just getting more red. He's getting more since this isn't a visual medium, this is an auditory medium. This podcast, I'm just gonna spell it out. Julian gets more and more bloodlusted, and he's just getting more into that devil kind of
yeah.
He's just turning into the same. He's going to that evil that his brother, in a sense, went to, right? Just falling into your darker temptations.
Or reverting back to when he killed his father, kind of stuff.
Maybe that can be a thing. I didn't have a way to fit that in there. I'll be honest. I do like him killing his father. Maybe he swore to be better. That's why he left. Maybe you can have that when him and Billy talking about it. So the lieutenant's following behind Julian to Carnage. He figures out who it is, but because Julian is killing people in the prostitution rings, he now finally has a way into getting rid of the prostitution rings. So they're kind of going parallel to each other, although with Sword Cop, again, he just shows up, slices someone, continues on his merry way. I do like the karaoke scenes, because it shows like he's super sure of himself. I did like that. Lieutenant's now killing the higher ups faster than Julian can, and Julian recognizes the slash marks thanks to his dream. Maybe it wasn't just his hands, maybe he saw someone else die. So finally, Julian's the first one to find the man who killed his brother, and he learns the truth. It's very red, right? But maybe it's getting brighter and brighter as he gets angrier. As soon as he hears the news, the red darkens. It's still there, but it's not as vibrant. It's not as awake.
It's not as saturated.
It's saturated. It's still very red. The lieutenant's waiting outside, and he's gonna let Julian live. He's helped. He overheard what happened. It's all fine. Julian, though, still challenges him to a fight, and the lieutenant accepts. I want the fight to go the exact same way. 100%. I love that part.
The fight was good.
The fight was good. It shows that he's so sure of himself, the sword cop. He wins the fight easy. Lieutenant wins, and then here's the thing. I'm not sure if this is technically possible to show, but I would love if this is the thing you can do. Julian lies down, coughing up blood. Maybe it's even more red. Maybe it's different colors. The blood. Not just red. He holds up his hands, up, straight up, almost like he's praying, like a praying position, begging. Sword Cop slices his hands, and as the blood splurts, all the red starts to kind of turn to blue, except for the blood. That's still just as saturated as it sprays all around Julian. Everything else is blue, even Julian's body. Whatever blood is on Julian's body, everything is just ice blue, except for the blood. Just to kind of show that it's over in forgiveness. Maybe he forgives himself.
The cleansing
A
of the
cleansing,
sinning. Yeah.
yes. And that's where it ends.
No karaoke on the end.
Oh, the karaoke. Yes, yes, the karaoke.
Yeah.
Maybe it cuts to him like doing
The, the,
karaoke.
the, the movie literally ends on him doing
Doing
karaoke
karaoke,
and the
right?
credits roll.
Yeah, yeah. I did read that on Wikipedia. Yeah, no, end it with a karaoke. But or maybe
Yeah.
he's doing karaoke as the blood's leaving in slow motion or leaking out in slow motion, and that way you have a way to make the.
Yeah.
If you can make it one shot, by the way, the blood leaving and like the
Yeah.
color changing, I think that'd be cooler. But again, I'm not sure if that's technically possible to do.
I think it can. You can do some kind of
Correction.
color correction like that and make it like two colors very easily. Well, not very easily, but you can definitely do that to make Julian look fully blue and only leave the blood. You will probably need some CG,
I mean, if it's
which this
small
movie had
amounts.
like zero amount of. Yeah, it's small amount,
I mean, I kind of glad I
and
didn't have.
it doesn't. Also, I feel with how your movie's going, it doesn't need to look super real. It's more of like a symbolism of the cleansing kind of thing.
Also,
Yeah.
you know me, I'm a sucker for stylized shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I can definitely see that being a thing. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, yours too.
Yeah.
You fixed a lot of the minor stuff to make it just flow a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. You made a completely different film.
I do this all the.
Yeah.
I have a bad habit of doing this.
Yeah. I try to stay true to what the writer and director were trying to make with what
I
that
do
kind of
too,
thing.
but I had no idea this time what they
Yeah.
were trying to do.
I mean, yeah, like again, I also had no idea, but I kind of like I know that they had something in mind, so I try to keep more of kind of like the same kind of styles and things that they were doing. Just definitely, it just didn't work. This film it just didn't work for me at all.
Is Drive better?
Drive is so much better. Drive is a great film.
Okay, I'll have to watch
A
Drive
plus.
then.
That is not a movie we can put on this podcast because there isn't anything to fix.
I understand.
Yeah.
What would you rate this movie?
I would rate this movie. Honestly, this is like a D for me. It's really pretty, but there's nothing. There's no substance other than that. Maybe it'll go up if I have a epiphany moment of understanding what they were trying to do with this film. But as of now, it's a D.
I'm thinking a D minus D, like a D minus. I don't know, somewhere in the middle of that. Like I said, it's pretty. I like I think your devil theory, like your devil god sinner theory, makes it better. But I feel like the theme kind of confuses that idea might confuse itself considering the devil asks the sinner for help. That feels weird.
And isn't that like
I mean,
Satan's
maybe,
thing, just to manipulate people?
yeah, fair
to
enough.
do evil.
No, okay, that does track.
Yeah,
I
think
have been awake since 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's 8 p.m. right now.
Yeah. I think definitely if that's the thing that the director wanted to show, that kind of thing, I think you need to definitely show Sword Cop and his mom be more forces from nature kind of stuff. They're just manipulating the only mortal there, basically.
That's the force of nature was what actually. That's why I didn't show anything about his actual life other than the karaoke. Because if it shows daughter, it shows he's more human. It shows more of what he's fighting for. But if this is just a pure force of nature who just believes in what he's doing, and maybe karaoke is his only reprieve, I feel like it sets a more of a boundary between him and everyone else.
That's one thing that they do in No Country for Old Men. You don't know anything about Anton ever. Nothing.
Force of Natures are really fun to write.
It is. Because the character who is the force of nature, you don't need to put too much work there.
Well, yeah, but even then, if you add just enough allure, or maybe one thing that makes him a bit more human, just one, it makes him more interesting, and people are like, I don't know.
And Anton's thing is flipping the coin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stuff like that.
Hold it.
All right.
But yeah, that was a film. You can watch it if you want.
I already gave one. What I'd recommend is the book. The other one is I saw Wong Kar-wai's film In the Mood for Love. Also a good use of red blues.
I still need to watch that. I've had it on my list for so long.
I don't know how it's on HBO Max. You might want to check it out now before it disappears.
Yeah, I saw. Also, Nicholas Cage. When he did an AMA on Reddit, and he said that his 3 favorite films for him were Pig. What was the other one? There was 3.
It's been a while.
It was Pig, something else, and then a movie that's now on HBO Max. Let me pull it up. It's been recommended to me all the time. HBO Max knows I like Nick Cage. Oh, come on.
Is it Moonstruck?
No, it's what is it? Bringing Out the Dead. That's the one. He said that his favorite films for him were Pig, on something else, and then Bringing Out the Dead. Unfortunately, he didn't say Mandy. I think
He likes I think he mentioned he enjoyed making Mandy.
he enjoyed making Mandy, but his 3 favorites were like Pig, Pig, and Bringing Out the Dead, and another.
I'll be honest, Pig is my favorite Nick Cage film.
Yeah, it is the best Nick Cage film. It is definitely. Well, also, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is pretty good.
It's really good.
Really funny. Really good too.
Yeah, it's air. I don't like the second half, but I can't hate on it too much because it's literally airproof. I can't say for spoiler reasons.
Yeah.
But there's no holes in the reason why I don't like it as much. It's done well.
Yeah. Okay. The pet. Spoilers for Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, but I just gotta say the Paddington 2 joke.
Solid.
Hilarious.
Yeah, no, that's
And also, you see this in the trailers, so no spoilers right now. But when Pedro Pascal shows his like cave of Nick Cage shit, he has the axe from Mandy, or the chainsaw from Mandy.
Yeah,
he has that, and then he's the fucking the
Mandy was a masterpiece.
What?
He was like, Mandy was a masterpiece.
Yeah, Mandy was a masterpiece. And then when he shows the fucking Nick Cage from Face Off,
yeah,
it's like, oh my god, it's hideous. I'll buy it from you for $20,000.
Yeah.
I just thought that was hilarious.
It was good.
But yeah, I would recommend right now, not Lord of the Rings and not House of the Dragon, not Hot D. I would recommend Primal.
Yes.
Watch Primal. If you start now, you can probably get to the most recent episode before season 2 ends.
Ed, we're not going to release this for a while. You might want to fix that one.
Okay, well, current events are not current right now because this is
in stasis.
Stasis. We are in stasis. We will be in the Ark for a very long time before we are allowed to see the light of day to poison the ears of our listeners.
If this gets us more viewers after all the shit I've been trying, I'm gonna lose my shit.
No, but watch Primal. Season 2 will be done by the time this releases. And if there's no season 3, I'm literally gonna cry.
I'm going to I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write a bunch of angry letters to Seslav and tell him to fucking get his shit together. And I think it's gonna be fine.
And I'm gonna write a letter to Gendy Tarkovsky to send me just like an artwork, just one piece of Primal. It doesn't have to be colored. I just want
like a random sketch he can do.
Yeah, a random sketch of Spear and Fang.
I think this show's fine for one reason. First season 1 won them a lot of Emmys. Mm-hmm. I think so many Emmys. So season 2 is, I think, fine. Also, they fucking love him there. Mm-hmm. He makes everyone a lot of money no matter what he does, or at least some popularity.
What I don't like about season 2 is that there's dialogue. Finally,
I don't hate it because I don't hate it.
There's one episode that has. Okay.
Yeah. Don't spoil.
Don't spoil. Anyways, yeah, that was Only God Forgives. So this was our reshoot of Only God Forgives, 2013, directed and written by Nicholas Winding Refn. Yeah, Nicholas Winding Refn. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. And the cinematography was by Larry Smith.
Please follow them on social media. They've made a movie, which is more than we can say here.
Bye.
Wait,
plugs. We need our plugs. Oh, jeez.
No, we're not.
Our minoxidil.
So, our what?
Minoxidil.
What's that?
It's what's in Rogaine, bro.
That's
the active ingredient in Rogaine.
Okay, thank you.
Minoxidil.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
If you're going bold, don't buy Rogaine. Just buy store brands Minox. It's better. It's cheaper also.
Oh, good to know. If I ever go bald, I might be. My grandpa on my mom's side was bald.
Same.
Boy, we're.
Yeah,
I feel like we're already over the hurdle. We're both in our late 20s. Our email is reshootpodcast@gmail.com. Our Instagram is at reshoot_podcast. And our Twitter is reshootmoviepO1. Yeah, go, go give us like 5 stars or however many stars you think we deserve. Give us a review if you can. If you're listening on a thing that can give us a review. Ed, is there anything else you want to tell our audience, our lovely audience?
and give us recommendations. Tell us if our opinions are wrong. Definitely roast me mostly. I love that shit.
If you want to say I speak too fast, like Ben Shapiro, fucking go for it. Go nuts.
Yeah, he also has a small face like Ben Shapiro.
That's Charlie Kirk.
That's Charlie Kirk. Okay, my bad.
We just lost all our Republican viewers. God damn it.
Oh.
Oh, fuck the key.
We're not keeping that. Yeah, definitely roast me. Say that you'll step on my face and stuff, because Aubrey Plaza would do that, and that turns me on.
Did she say that in an interview or something?
Yeah, she read thirsty tweets, and
Oh, okay.
a lot of the people sending tweets to her was just like, I just want you to like absolutely destroy me, like run me over with your car, step on my
I keep
face
thinking of that,
into
like
the stilettos.
I keep thinking of
Stab me.
Have you seen that one Cowboy Bebop fan dub where it's like, I want you to kill me?
Yes, I saw that. I saw that. That's literally that's literally what people thirst over. Aubrey Plaza.
We are going to be completely different people after the first 8 hours.
Goodbye. See us next time, either live or in the stasis chamber again.
Yes.
Bye.
Goodbye in the ethos.
Yeah, in this white void that we're both in right now.
Yes, it's very blank. It's like that one SpongeBob episode.
Yeah, or
the future.
or John Oliver when he was
right.
He was in the white void. We're in there now.
There's
a couple people I see in the
it's
distance.
It's a timeshare.
Yeah. So.
All right. Goodbye.